All right, so you just purchased Groundhogg and now you want to get your stuff installed. And if you haven't purchased Groundhogg, I'm going to prompt you to head over to groundhogg.io and purchase and pick your plan so that you can follow along with the rest of this video. So you've just purchased Groundhogg, you want to get your stuff installed. You might be looking at a page that looks like this. This is the page that you see immediately after checking out and purchasing a plan. If you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you are going to see a link that says click here to use your all access pass. Now what this means is that that's basically your license to download and activate almost, if not everything that Groundhogg has to offer. If you go ahead and click that, that is going to bring you to a page that looks like this. If you're not on that page and you're just in your account, what you want to do is you want to hover over this billing menu and then click on downloads. And then you will have this link here, ideally, if you purchased any of the plans, the basic plan, the pro plan, the plus plan, the agency plan, you will see the name of whatever plan you purchased, and then next to it, this link that says access your downloads. So clicking that brings you to this page. You're going to see two big orange buttons at the top. That's to download our main Groundhogg plugin, as well as the extension manager, which is going to make installing your premium features just that much easier. So on your website, if you go to plugins and add new, you have the upload plugin button up here, which we're going to use in a second. But to install Groundhogg, you can do it manually by clicking the download groundhogg.zip button, which will download Groundhogg, the latest version. And then you can install it manually using the upload plugin, or you can just search for Groundhogg here and then click install now. And we'll go ahead and then activate that. And that's going to bring you to our guided setup. I highly recommend that you go through the guided setup. It'll help you get Groundhogg ready to go, essentially. So let's just go ahead and click Get Started. You're going to put in your business information and your business address. This is necessary for most of the world's marketing legislation, like CAN-SPAM and CASL and GDPR. You have to identify yourself in the footer of your emails. So put in your business phone, put in your business address. I'll put in ours, 416-444-3396 is our corporate phone number, and I'll put in Groundhogg Inc. That's our mailing address, and then we can move on. Links to your privacy policy as well as your terms and conditions are also highly recommended. I'm just going to put in some hashtags there for now because I don't have those currently set up, but if you don't have them set up, we actually use a product called Termageddon. I don't have an affiliate thing with them. They're just great people. I know the guy personally, and they make privacy policy and terms and conditions really easy. So go check out Termageddon. Link below. And then you can disclose where you are currently marketing to, or where the residents or your list are from, because that's going to determine what level of compliance settings we're going to set up in Groundhogg for you automatically. You can always change this later in the settings area, so you don't necessarily have to know this ahead of time. But if you're marketing to people in Canada, you select Canada. If you're marketing to people in the European Union, you select European Union. If you're doing California, select California. And then if your business is registered within the European, we also tweak some settings for you. So I'm just going to select Canada only for the simplicity. And then we want to set our default from email. Now, what this is going to do is there's lots of different plugins that try to control this within WordPress, and it can be very confusing, and some plugins control more than they should. Because you're using Groundhogg and it's very email-centric product, we're going to do our best to take over as much of that responsibility as humanly possible, just to make it so that all of your email comes out super consistently. So you want to set whatever your default from name is going to be. So I'm just going to set it to Groundhogg Inc., or you could set it to, for example, like Adrian. If I could type from Groundhogg, if you're on our email list, you know that that's my preference, is I send out all of our emails as Adrian from Groundhogg. And then you want to set up your default from address. So I'm going to use info@groundhogg.io. If you have a license key, this is the point where you should plug it in. If you don't have a license key, maybe you're watching this and you're still a free user, you can just click I don't have a license yet, and it's going to prompt you to do some stuff. Otherwise, if you have a license key, I'm going to go back to the website for a moment. I'm going to go to my account, and under billing, click licenses, and that's where you're going to find your license key. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this license. I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to click activate. And what that's going to do is that's going to make sure that when you later need to open up a support ticket through the site, that's all ready to go and licensed for you. It's also going to save you some steps when you're activating the license manager or the extension manager. Next, if you want to, you can opt into optional telemetry. What that's going to do is that's going to send non-intrusive and non-identifiable information to our statistics platform to tell us things like WordPress version and PHP version and locale, so like what language you're using WordPress in, and that's just going to help inform us what we should be doing as far as product goes and maintenance and stability. And so if you're willing to share that level of information with us, you can click yes, I'm in. Otherwise, you can say, I don't want to help improve Groundhogg. I'm going to opt in. It's going to prompt you to install Mailhawk. Mailhawk is our sister company. They offer an SMTP service, essentially, kind of like SendGrid, AWS, Postmark. It's good, it's inexpensive, and if you're not using or don't have a preference of any SMTP service to use just yet, you can go ahead and install Mailhawk. I'm going to skip this for now. And then these are some of the other integrations that we offer. You don't necessarily have to purchase this because you already have a plan, so I'm going to set this up later. Hollerbox, go ahead and install that. It is a free pop-up plugin that we also make. It integrates really well with Groundhogg. It's really, really quick to use, and you can have a pop-up set up with zero design experience, no coding, great reports, and you can start generating leads really, really quickly. So go ahead and install that. Some opt-ins to follow us on some social media, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish our registration. Once you finish your registration, that'll bring you to the welcome page, and you're going to see some stuff to fix. We're going to get to all of this in a bit and later on in the installation process. But what we're going to do next is we're going to go hop over back to our account area. We're going to click on downloads again. We're going to click access downloads. And that's going to bring us back to this page where we are now going to download what's called the extension manager. So let's go ahead and download that. Go back to our website, back to plugins, and click add new. Upload. And then we are going to choose that Groundhogg extension manager plugin that we just downloaded. Click install. Activate. And now in the menu at the bottom, you're going to see a new menu item called extensions. That's in the Groundhogg submenu. Go ahead and click on extensions. And because we activated our license in the guided setup, all of this is now populated. And these are all of the extensions that you have access to download and install directly onto Groundhogg and your WordPress. So I'm going to go ahead and just install a couple of the more basic ones, like advanced email preference is always fun to have. That allows you to set tags as opt-in or opt-out on the email preferences page. Advanced features, that's going to add features like super links and new actions and benchmarks for the funnel. I'm going to go ahead and install our birthday automation so I can send emails on people's birthdays. I'm going to go ahead and install content restrictions so I can restrict pages and posts based on search filters for contacts. I'm going to go ahead and install conditional logic. Maybe our email countdown timers add-on so that I can use timers and emails for some of our marketing activities. And you can also go ahead and install some of the integrations that we have, depending on if you have used like WooCommerce or you're using LearnDash or Lifter or Easy Digital Downloads or any of the form plugins. Everything that you have access to will be on this page. You can search it. So if I want to look for maybe WooCommerce, I'm going to search WooCommerce, and that's going to pull it up for me, or Lifter LMS if I'm using that LMS plugin to manage my courses and my education. You can also, if you're not really sure what you're looking for, you can also filter by category. Like I'm looking for like a CRM add-on, I might want to look for, like install the companies add-on if I'm working with companies and I want to use like a company directory kind of thing. So that is the extensions page. And if your license level ever changes or there's more extensions and you're not seeing that, you can always click this refresh extensions button, and that's going to make sure that you get access to the latest and greatest of whatever you need. So the last thing that we're going to cover today is setting up cron jobs for Groundhogg. This is an incredibly important step. Cron jobs are what makes the world go round and what makes sure that everything about Groundhogg is scheduled on time and emails go out and funnels happen and broadcasts happen. And without doing this essential step, you may experience a performance problem and things that you want to do may not work. And so let's go ahead and get that set up. So go back to the welcome page for a moment, and you can always come back to this page to see any potential problems or things that you want to take care of. And we have this, obviously, this sort of checklist that you want to go through. So one of these items here is configure cron jobs. So I'm going to go ahead and click fix, and that's going to bring us to another sort of wizard. And this is our cron job setup wizard, and that's going to help you get your cron job set up. So just go ahead and click get started. You're going to see this button that says install automatically. What this does is it installs a file in the root directory of WordPress that mimics the core WordPress cron file service, and then we have our own specifically for Groundhogg. If you have no idea what that means, don't worry about it. Just click install automatically, and that's going to make sure that that file gets installed. If it's not installed, contact support, or if there's problems installing it, contact support, and we'll help you get set up properly. What you're going to do is you're going to click next after that, and that's going to show you a couple of links. So we have one that says wp-cron.php, and then you're going to see another one that says gh-cron.php. What you're going to do now is you can click on any of these links for incredibly detailed instructions on how to set up cron jobs for various different hosting companies. For most people, unless you're using like Kinsta or SiteGround, go ahead and click that first link on how to use cronjob.org. I'm going to show you an example here using cronjob.org, which is an incredible free service that we've been recommending to clients for the last 8 years. It's still free. I don't know how they make money. I'm pretty sure that they just run a business externally that requires this service, and then they just decided to be benevolent and offer it as a free service to everybody else. It's incredible. But that's cron-job.org. Go ahead and create an account. I've created a new account here for the purposes of this demo. And then when you get logged in, you should see this page. Go ahead and click Create Cron Job. I'm going to go back to our wizard here. And I'm going to install the WordPress cron job first. Now, this is for your internal WordPress for like scheduling posts and other sort of plugin actions that happen on scheduled intervals. Go ahead and copy the URL, and we're going to go over here and we're going to paste that. Now in the wizard, our recommendation is at minimum every 15 minutes. And that basically means that this service will ping your website at that URL once every 15 minutes to make sure that all the scheduled action stuff happens. I actually prefer to set it to 1 minute just because there's a lot going on WordPress when you run a big site, and you just want to make sure like every 50 minutes is just too long. If you don't have like a super busy site and you're maybe just getting started, then every 50 minutes is fine. But if you've got a busy site and you're running lots of stuff, every 1 minute is probably the way that you want to go. I actually put that in the wrong field. You want to put that in the URL field, and I'm just going to call this WordPress cron because that is our core WordPress cron every 1 minute, and then leave the rest of this the same, and then click create. All right, so that's our WordPress cron. We want to create another one, and now we're going to create the Groundhogg cron job. So this is specially for Groundhogg. It schedules all the emails, schedules all your funnels, your broadcasts, everything that happens within Groundhogg is run basically off of this. And then we're going to copy the second URL that says gh-cron.php. Let's go ahead and copy that. And we are going to paste that in the URL field. And again, we're going to select every 1 minute and then create. And now both of these are going to run every 1 minute. And then we can click verify setup. And then basically we have to wait until these run for the first time, which should be in about a few seconds. And then we can click try again and to see and refresh and just make sure that it's working properly. Well, I'm not going to wait that long because we're recording a video, but you can wait that long. And then so just click on basically just click clicking try again until you see all green check marks. If after a few minutes you're still not seeing green check marks, something has gone wrong, go ahead and reach out to support and we'll make sure that everything is set correctly. And now you know how to install Groundhogg. At this point, you're ready to import your list, build a funnel, send a broadcast, start writing emails, and generally implementing Groundhogg into your website. If you need more resources, you can watch other YouTube videos from our channel or reach out to Groundhogg support for any technical questions or if you need help. For those of you who have watched this and have absolutely zero interest in doing this, all new customers get access to a complimentary setup and installation done and performed by our team. For more information on that, you can go to your account on groundhogg.io. And under the support, there is this link called complimentary setup. If you go ahead and click that, if you have access to it, you will see exactly what is included in that complimentary setup service. You can input your information and our team will install and set up Groundhogg for you and even go above and beyond the steps that we took in this video. So enjoy, best of luck to you and your business, and have a great rest of your day.